The civil war in Syria has affected more than 11 million Syrians who have fled their homes. Now, in its 6th year of war, more than 13 million Syrians are in need of humanitarian assistance within the country. As many countries around the world extend a helping hand to the Syrian refugees, AlexandraChrist of PeaceJoySoccer has taken it upon herself to reach out to Syrian children through soccer. Alexandra, thank you so much for joining me today. Really
Thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
Well, first off, just talk about what's really going on over there. We're in a bubble here in America. We're not seeing it firsthand because we're overseas, but what's it really like over there right now?
Well, families have fled many different countries, not just Syria, and they're ending up in one camp. There could be 57 nationalities in one camp, and they have to get along. They have difference of religion, beliefs, different ways of living, and they're all thrown together in a very stressful situation. A lot of times people are trying to get asylum there to be able to move into other parts of Europe, and it's being denied, and they're stuck. When people get asylum, currently they have 24 hours to get out of the camp. But that means they don't know the language, they don't have a job, and now they're homeless in a worse situation. So they're trying to come up with ways to help the refugees, but Greece is in a horrible economic crisis and they can't really take it on. But they couldn't let their brothers and sisters die and drown in the sea, so they brought them in.
Well, now you're helping in a big way. What is PeaceJoySoccer?
So PeaceJoySoccer is an initiative or a project I started to bring joy to the children in the refugee camp. I really wanted to see the kids smile because I just saw them sitting around and I saw the moms sitting around. And I thought if I could bring a smile to one child, it would infect the next child and the next child and the next mother, and it would change the vibration of the camps. So my mission was to bring joy by bringing soccer as its vehicle.
Where did the inspiration and idea basically come from?
So I learned that if my great-grandmother didn't put my grandfather on the boat to America, I could be a Syrian refugee.
Wow.
And in that moment, I knew I wanted to do something. And I flashed to the little 3-year-old boy, Alan. He had washed up on shore, and it made headline news in September 2 years ago. And it was a reminder that there's a huge crisis going on. So my mom's telling me this, I'm seeing this little boy, and I'm thinking I need to take action. But I didn't know how. So I asked for a sign. And I started just seeing more and more signs come up. And one day this idea came, bring soccer balls because it's a universal language. It'll transcend gender and nationality. If you just bring soccer, you've got a vehicle to communicate.
That's great. And then why soccer balls? Why specifically did you bring soccer balls and kind of want to bring soccer as the type of joy for these kids? I mean, it's something that people can't fathom what's going on over there. What does a simple soccer ball do?
Well, as people are sitting around all day waiting, I wanted to get them moving because when we move, we feel so good.
I can see that already from you here.
And I knew that if I brought that ball and I held it up, every person in the camp would know what to do with it. All I had to do was kick it to one person and they would know to kick it back. It didn't matter the language, it didn't matter the attire they were wearing, they would know how to send it back to me.
That is amazing.
And then I can get 57 nationalities to cooperate and to have a moment of joy together by playing.
Something so simple but so powerful. You went to Greece and you went over there, you delivered soccer balls. Talk about your experience there.
My experience was hoping I'd get to actually hand every ball to every child, but I was warned, be careful because when you're doing distribution it can be very dangerous. So a lot of the camps took the balls and distributed them after I left.
Okay.
But I did get to go into orphanages and hand them to the children there. And there was an orphanage of 18 teenage boys from, I think, 9 different countries living in a home together. So I was able to pass out balls to them and play with them for an hour, which was really fun. I was able to go to preschools and pass out the balls to the kids in the preschools because the economic crisis has left them without sports equipment. So instead of stepping over Greece, I wanted to step into Greece and be part of the solution for them as well in doing my mission. And then I also got to bring balls to a camp. It was my last camp. It was unexpected, so I went to the store and actually bought really, really good soccer balls. And I brought it to the teenage boys, and they let me sit in on a practice, and I got hugs and high fives, and they're all messaging me on Facebook, and help us get jerseys, and can you help with this? And
That's great.
they just want to tell me what's going on in their life because it means someone in the outside world cares.
Now, along your journey there, you said you saw some feathers. What were those feathers and why were they so significant for you?
So when I had this idea for PeaceJoySoccer, I'd be walking down the street and there'd be a feather in my path. And if you're walking alongside me, it wouldn't be in your path, it would just be in my path. And I started noticing 20, 30, 40 of these. But there was one day when I got home and there was a feather about this big, and it was in my driveway. There are no birds in my driveway, it's a covered area. So I picked it up and I went to the internet and I said, what is the meaning of a black feather? Because I mean, it was a big sign. And it said on the internet, if you find a black feather in your path, you're about to embark on your soul's journey. And the angels are surrounding you to support your mission.
Oh my gosh, I got chills. I got chills with that. Oh my gosh, that's so powerful. The other thing too is you had a young boy who reached out to you recently. What did he say?
So he had asked early on if I could help him get books. He fled Afghanistan because he had books and the Taliban was going to kill him for having educational materials. So he and his father were in the backyard burning the books and then covering the ashes, and then they fled. So when I heard that, I said, I'd like to help your education. And he said, I want to be a doctor so I can help my people. I want to go back and make a difference. But he didn't have any books in the camp. So recently I just sent him some anatomy coloring books and physiology coloring books and flashcards, because it's an hour from his camp to the port to catch the bus, if it's on time, another hour and a half to school. And he has to do that 5 days a week if he can. So it's about a 4-hour journey between all the waiting around every day for him to learn. So now he's got flashcards, and it's from me. And he sent me the most beautiful note and just said, you care. We know that somebody outside cares about us and wants us to do well. And I'd love to share that note with you sometime.
Okay, we'll definitely get to that. You are such an inspirational woman, and PeaceJoySoccer, great organization. Before we go, real quickly, where can people donate, whether it's to send things abroad or to bring books, soccer balls, where can they donate?
PeaceJoySoccer.com has a website with photos, and there's a fundraising platform on there as well. And my email is on there, and reach out anytime.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Alexandra.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate it very much.
Thanks.
Good luck with everything. And we'll be back with the Winter Sports Review after this.